Now I want to give you some references. The Prophet of Islam has said that to his companions when he was in Mecca. This hadith you can see in An-Nasai. An-Nasai is one of very well-known hadith book. The Prophet of Islam has said to his companions, "Inni umirtu bil-'afw, fala tuqatiluna al-qawm." Inni umirtu bil-'afw, fala tuqatiluna al-qawm. It means that God has commanded me forgiveness. So do not make war upon people. So do not make war upon people. What it means? It means that we have to avoid all those atrocities. We have to avoid all those unpleasant situations. We have to avoid all those harmful activities from the other party. Why? Because to establish normalcy, to establish normal situation. Where there is normalcy, there are all kind of constructive activities. So Prophet said that we will establish peace at any cost. At any cost. War is not our option. Only option is peace. Then you know the Prophet of Islam has said, "La tatamannaw laqal aduwwi wasalullah al-afiyah." Don't wish confrontation with your enemy. Ask peace from God. This is the saying of the Prophet of Islam. Then the Quran has said very clear, in clear words, as-sulhu khair. Sulh means conciliation. You can say sulh means peace. Peace is reconciliation. As-sulhu khair means peace is the good. As-sulhu khair, reconciliation is the best. Peace is the best. By taking this concept, this Quranic concept, Sufi people have formulated a principle that is in Persian, sulh-e-kul. This was the formula of Sufi people. It was based on this Quranic verse, sulh-e-kul, that is peace with all. Peace with all. I think that this is the best policy of Sufi people, not only Sufi people but of all the Islamic people. Peace with all. This is the best policy of Muslims. There is a hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari. Aisha, the wife of the Prophet of Islam, says about what was the general policy of the Prophet of Islam. What was the general policy of the Prophet of Islam? He says, "Ma khuyyira Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam bain amrayn illa ikhtara aysarahuma." Whenever the Prophet had to choose between the two, he always opted for easier option rather than harder option. Now, what is easier option and what is harder option? I would like to say that easier option means peaceful method and harder option means violent method. So whenever peaceful method is available, you are not allowed to go to violent method. It is against the policy of the Prophet of Islam. The Prophet of Islam has said, "Inna Allah yu'ti ala rifq ma la yu'ti ala al-unf." God grants to non-violence what He does not grant to violence. It is very clear. When peaceful method is open, then you are not allowed to opt for violent method. They are not good for you. Now, everywhere Muslims are engaged in violent method, and they are losing, they are losing, they are losing. Generally, people don't know the changes, don't know the present world. Although there is a hadith that an yakuna basiran bi zamanihi. Mu'min is one who knows the situation of his time. So I can say that we are living in an age that is completely a different age. Scientific revolution, industrial revolution has changed everything. Everything. Now, now, for example, during kingship, everything was in the hand of political ruler. King was master of all things. At that time, that was an agricultural period, and everything was in the hand of king. But now, everything is now decentralized. Now there is no king. At present, state is simply source of administration. All other things are in the hand of non-political fields. For example, you see, I can say that in this age you can build an empire of your own. Jewish community has established a media empire in USA. Christian community has established an educational empire in India. Parsi community has established an empire, an industrial empire in India. Although they are not government, they have no political power. So Muslims can establish a Dawa empire, a non-political empire in India, everywhere in the world. So why you are fighting? We are in a position to establish a non-political empire in terms of education, in terms of Dawa work, in terms of industry, in terms of business, in terms of organization, in terms of institution. So we are in a position to establish a non-political empire. So why fighting? Why you are fighting? I am great believer of peace, power of peace. I am a great believer of power of peace. And then there is a very clear example in Japan. You know, before Second World War, Japan was a fighting nation. Before Second World War, Japanese were a fighting nation. But in the Second World War, they defeated by Americans. They were defeated by Americans. Then they opted for peace. At that time, their king was Hirohito. Hirohito was a very learned person. He gave a lecture. He gave a message on radio. At that time, there was no TV. So he said, addressing to his nation, we have to bear the unbearable.